Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. It's our Classics Puncher series, and it is episode number 2. We're in a race now where, for one thing, there's a fairly strong field around me. For a second thing, I had that teammate assignment at the beginning, and so when we hit the big climb of the day with my 59 mountain rating, I got dropped. But I timed things well enough that we made contact yet again, but we are definitely down on energy compared to those around us. So, excuse me. Good luck actually getting some sort of result, and I'm very much stuck at the back end of the group, just trying to get a little energy back into the legs, get that lactic acid out just a little bit. But as hard as the field is going, I have a feeling we're not even going to make it through this next climb, let alone the final double climb, and we're going to be settling for a very down position today. However, the good thing is we're already inside the top 100 here on this stage, as we have made that progress to regain contact with the group, passing up a lot of riders along the way and just kind of managing my effort appropriately. But it looks like we've got a lot of guys going out the back right now, and you can see just how little energy we have left with plenty of climbing still to do. So I'm having to just kind of tack onto this group of 10 and see those 75 right away at the front. Again, not the worst outcome, as some riders are further behind me, but we're just not quite there climbing wise yet. It's going to take more than one level to be competitive, and doing that work as a teammate, both costly to our chances at a result in a stage like this because of the effort it uses and how it brings us down, but at the same time, that XP is what it's going to take to get better so that we can hang in there in earnest in a regular race, especially until we are good enough to be a team leader and actually have riders riding for us. It's going to be quite a ways off yet. I mean, our one good attribute, at least at this moment, is cobbles with a 73, flat with a 69. Nothing else is really competing or able to compete just yet. We are into that final double climb. One or two riders from this group did ride away from us, but otherwise we are just hanging on here to the back end, and looks like it's not going to be much longer before what little energy I have left is fully consumed. The yellow bar is, the last of the red bar is just about gone. So far, though, we're just hanging on to the back end as we get through the penultimate part of this climb and into the final part of this double climb, as I am just about to lose contact with this group. Finn Fisher-Black has won the stage ahead of Anthony Perez, and Andreas Leknesund ahead of Ben O'Connor. Quentin Herman's also a little bit back. Grelier, Pierre Roland, Pache, Polanch. You got some pretty good. Reichenbach. Surprising those guys are as far down. Kalmajan. It's a good field. So, we are still a bit out of our element at this stage. We were actually last on the team at 84th. But that's good enough to be top 100 when there's a lot more than 100 riders in the field. So it is a step in the right direction. Stage 2 is a mountain stage. There was very little hope of us getting much out of today. And we did our work for the team, and then we got dropped. So we just continue on following this group, trying to make it to the end of the stage. We'll take our XP for the day, and then we'll move on to stage number 3. Stage 3, 2 climbs to go. Work already done for the day. 6 riders in the break have a minute 50 gap. So either the chase is going to be super hard or they are going to claim that victory. They are just right there. But these are a couple pretty serious climbs. Right now for this one, I'm trying to conserve a little bit as we go up, but that's clearly not working out too well for me. Because of the expended energy earlier, my cap is definitely lower than everybody else's. I was not far from it, as the chase has been fairly hard. But yeah, this is already getting difficult. I'm trying to make it through this climb without getting dropped, but I'm already to the back end here, and I'm going to have to put in a little more effort. We're near the top now, though. I'm definitely better punchy, which means I want that 95 when possible, as we lose contact right in front of me. The guy just in front of me there, Kristen. Isn't he one of the favorites? He's team leader anyway for the EF Education development team. It's not EF Education. Well, it's still EF, but they have a secondary sponsor now. Alright, I've improved my position a little bit, and we're not far from where the peloton is. And we're going to get some recovery on the descent coming. And this should do it. This will get us back in contact, I think, maybe. Am I fast enough? 67's not quite enough, is it? We're going to have to rely on the descent for the recovery here to get back in contact. We are back in contact for now. Red bar is gone, but we still have the yellow. It's going to slow me down just slightly. Descent coming. Okay, into recovery mode, but position is what it is. 74 of the peloton. This is already an improvement from the previous go, where we were only just inside the top 100. But recovery is not great at the moment. Not great. And we're at the very back end of this group. In fact, we're not even in the group anymore. There was a disconnect up ahead of me. Let's gel up. 6K to go. And we want to go 95 while they're still good going on this thing. Improve my position slightly and into the climb. Now, the reason for the 95 is it's the nature of my rider. With the 59 mountain and 67 hills, you've got to just maximize that and then go as long as you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to hang on at up to 95. That'll make me last a little bit longer. 3K. And now we just have to back off and try to survive now along the climb using that mountain rating as best we can. And that's it. That's gone. That didn't last very long. And back we go. Apparently I should have just held on longer, but with that mountain rating, we were never going to hang on long. Ben O'Connor takes win ahead of Chris Hamilton. Finn Fisher-Black, though, might win the overall as he has finished in the podium all 3 stages. First finished stage race, an extra 20 points. We need just 12 more, and I'm guessing we're going to come up a little short of that. Yes, we get 6. Turn of the month, enough to get the level up. So we're going to be choosing some attributes here in just a moment. At the moment, I want to maintain our balance between gains as a puncher and gains on Northern Classics. So we are going to take puncher this time as we took the Classics last time. That's going to get us up to 71 in the hills, 70 on the flat. That's going to get us 74 cobble rating, 72 on the acceleration, meaning we're getting a couple things up there into acceptable levels. Stamina and resistance also coming up, of course, is going to be a tremendous help long term as well. First 3 level gains are all going to go towards attentiveness, so that we get the second one there. Work done for the day, but very high tempo being set here. Struggling to keep up a little bit, but I've got my first fitness peak, and as a result, the expected was a +3. On top of that, I got an additional +1, which has me looking really good with that +4. I've got a 75 flat rating, so I'm keeping up a lot easier without having to burn quite as much energy to keep up, though they are pushing really hard. There's only 57 left in the peloton, and I'm still here. So is my whole team, for that matter, surprising as that is. 10K to go. I'm slightly capable as a sprinter today, 67, 75 with the acceleration part. I don't know if I can get a top result or anything, especially without support. The stamina resistance just getting me into the mid-70s, I think, is going to be just about enough to get something out of this. Maybe a top 10. 4.5K to go. Let's gel up. 3.8. I'm in a strong position, but I just don't have a ton of energy, so it's going to go pretty quick when we go. But with 3K to go and being in this right place here, I think now is the time to kind of get forward. And then it's a technical run-in. It's a technical run-in, so attacking right over the top there, getting that little bit of a head start. You can see we've opened up a gap here as we get the right-hander. We're not going to beat Russo, but it looks like I'm going to hang on for second place. Going at that right time, we do. We get a second place here. Nice result. I knew what kind of finish we were in for, and going when I did, while it used up the red bar, we had enough yellow to not just drop the pace. And so while, yes, Clement Rousseau was faster, he was wearing the #1 jersey, he was expected to be there, we beat Lacroix, we beat Lionheart. We beat Venturini, uh, Bergadal, my teammate who was the favorite for my team. You know, we beat all of those guys. Siska Vicious down there in 16th. There was plenty of faster guys well behind us. We went at the right time. We had just enough energy to make it to the end. And the only guy who made the move and went with us beat us easily, but we beat everybody else. And that is our first ever podium on our career. Ooh, that is a healthy first top 10, first top 5, first top 3. So a bunch of bonus points there. 60 points for that one. Plus, we did the work for the team. And then we got second in the race. And the highest teammate, also in the top 10, earned an additional 28 points. That's pretty good. 88 points in that race already, just having leveled up. We're already almost on to the next level, and we have another race tomorrow, and just 13 points necessary to get there. Manager satisfaction also increasing significantly. Our next day was just a harder day in general. Peloton pushing really hard, and I am on the verge of running out of energy here with 40k to go. The tempo has been high enough that even with the 75 flat rating again today, I just haven't been able to keep the heart rate low enough under the necessary energy consumption, because of the pace. And therefore we are going to get dropped and be uncompetitive in this one. But that's okay. We're not there yet. We just got our first podium. That doesn't mean we're going to suddenly podium every single race. We're still a very young rider, and we're just a few XP away from that next level. But I don't think this is going to quite be enough today, as Jens W. Scher has taken the win this time. So we finished up the month of March, and it has led to another level up. We were just 2 points shy of getting the level up, but now we're getting 60 per month, and that's going to go up even higher as we use that other skill point there. So ultimately, we're going to want the puncher, we're going to want the Northern Classics to be very high, but we're going to need to truly be competitive. We're going to need to be able to climb, and we're going to need to be able to sprint. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to spend the next couple of levels getting into both of those a little bit, just to raise them up, just to get them to more competitive levels. This time around, the climber one is a pretty good option for a few reasons. One, we're going to get a hills and cobble point, so that's obviously good. We're also going to get a little acceleration and sprint, which is going to help us out. But we're going to get +3 mountain. And most importantly here is we're going to get +6 stamina. That's a crazy high jump. And the others do come with 2 or 3 points, but not +6. So the main thing we're getting this time really is a huge stamina increase, and then little gains kind of across the board. And then, mountain +3 is going to make us stick around a lot more in a number of stages. Despite just being 3 months into our career and being on a team where we were literally the worst rider on the team at the start of the season, and we have so far had every race be a teammate assignment, which makes total sense under the circumstances, we still find ourselves 64th in the Continental rankings with 85 points already. Of course, that one podium accumulating the majority of those points that we've picked up. But the interesting news is not only are we just a few points behind Alexis Viermos, we're just 10 points behind Pierre Latour, one of the best French riders on the planet, if not the best. Alfley probably takes the reins on that one, but many would consider Latour to be probably second best among the French constituent of riders. To only be 10 points behind him in the Continental rankings is pretty significant. Of course, I'm sure when we go to Super Prestige, he's going to have quite a bit more, as he is going to be the primary choice for World Tour races, which the team gets a fair amount of invites to. In the Super Prestige, at the moment, Latour 136, Sagan has 135. So we'll see where that compares to where we're at. Hindley, for that matter, Hamilton are also in that same area. And yes, this is far more representative of where I actually fit in with the team, as there are many members of the team well above me. But with 48 points in the Super Prestige, it's still a really good sign that we are actually managing to score a bit of points here this early in our career, just starting to come in to our own. We're still a level or two away from starting to actually be competitive. And honestly, I figured this season was going to be a huge stretch for us going into a large Continental Pro team on season one was going to be really challenging. And it's going to be interesting to see where we end up with for next season. And next time there's going to be a vote regarding where we end up. Because there's something to do on that one. There's something to decide about the rule set that we are facing for this series. Speaking of for this series to take off, it's going to require some help. First 3 episodes are the key to whether a series is going to gain viewership, whether it's going to show up on people's browse feed or not, or only through search. And for the longest time, I've had an only through search, no help from algorithm, and most people find me through search and not through browse. And that algorithm just starting to impact viewership just slightly. And the likes that you click are the real key point on whether that happens at all. So please take just a moment, drop down below, click that like button if you have not done so already. Also, do take a moment, try to leave a comment, whether it's related to the series, your excitement, some ideas on where you want me to go with things as we go through this series, but also just for the sake of the algorithm, even if you want to just leave the boring algorithm comment, it does make a massive, massive difference to the growth of the series and the channel. Would really appreciate that. That is going to do it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.